first issue is about the discrepancy in certificate conformity where the agency in the letter credit was different and then refused to honor, where it used P600. On the law, where we use Article 14 where stated document letter of credit problem then can refuse, and Article 28 about insurance coverage. Case we use is Banker Trust Ltd and State Bank of India, 1991. On the application, where the independent inspection agency was different issue in the certificate where the valid document failed to meet the letter of credit terms, it must be present in 15 days of shipment but is overdue after 25 days. In conclusion, the rejection letter was valid under UCP 600. The issue was about to justify refusing goods by Machinery Ltd action, including the potential breach of contract by Jaya Construction decision. On law, we use Article 4 where letter credit side contract, where the bank only check document. On Article 36 where found differ in allow refuse payment and notify seller. Case we use is Hong Kong Fair Shipping Co. Ltd and Kawasaki Kaizen Taisha Ltd, 1962. On the application where we use Jaya Construction to justify refuse the good with capital breach contract. Letter credit will automatically reject good because but unless its discrepancy under contract, when refused to honor was valid. In conclusion, the Jaya Construction refused to accept good valid because of the leverage contract caused by Capital Machinery Ltd that fulfill its FOB obligation. Jaya Construction reject is justified.
The key issue is whether Capital Machinery Ltd failed to meet its obligations under the letter of credit by submitting the required document beyond the stimulated time frame. So the governing law here is UCP 600 Article 14B, which sets international standard for documentary credits. These provisions state that banks have a maximum of 5 working days to examine submitted documents. And the second one is time is one of the essence, and documents must be presented within the validity period. We also rely on two important case precedents, which is Carlos Ferdisby v. Charles Twig, 19 and 57. This case emphasizes that contract formalities, including timely actions, are essential. The second is Bankers Trust Co. v. State Bank of India, 1991. It highlights the strict needs for compliance with time limit in documentary credit transaction. So for the application, in this case, this letter of credit required documents to be submitted within 15 days of shipment. Shipment date is 2011-2024, and submission deadline is 5 of 12-2024. So Capital Machinery Ltd submitted the document on 15 and 12/2024, 10 days late. This delay breached the time for formalities outlined in the LC as per UCP 600 and case precedents. As a result, the first bank was justified in rejecting the document and the payment claim is invalid. So for the conclusion, Capital Machinery Ltd breached the LC terms by failing to comply with the strict deadlines. Time is critical in documentary credit transaction, and this breach invalidates their payment claim.
For ILEC 4, the issue focus on the remedies available under the Uniform Custom and Practice for Documentary Credits UCP 600 when one party fails to comply with the letter of credit requirements. Here, Jaya Construction reject Capital Machinery Ltd's delivery due to discrepancies in the LC documents, particularly missing or invalid insurance coverage. Both parties claim damage, raising the question of who can legitimately pursue remedies. For the law part, under UCP 600, the strict compliance principle governs LC transaction. According to Article 14A, banks must verify all documents present against LC requirement, rejecting any non-compliant submission. Article 28A emphasizes the accuracy of insurance and shipments detailed in the documents. Furthermore, under the independence principle in Article 4, banks operate strictly as document handlers independent of the underlying sales agreement. Like for example, Pancho Sentencer S.A. v. BNP Paribas 2000 and State Trading Corporation of Indian v. Millennium was 2016 reinforced the criticality of strict compliance in LC transactions. For application applying this principle, Jaya Construction's rejection of document is valid. The insurance certificate led signature validations and shipping coverage did not meet LC requirement. Validating in Article 28A, Capital Mercedes claim fails under strict compliance principles as are held in Banco Santander S.A. v. Banco Paribas. In conclusion, Jaya Construction is justified in rejecting goods due to inconsistent in the LC document. Under UCP 600, the strict compliance then invalidations Capital Mercedes Ltd payment demand. Remedy must now be pursued either through negotiations or arbitrations. The issue arises when Capital Mercedes Ltd submitted LC documents to the bank that included an incorrect inspection, agency name, and insufficient insurance coverage. Jaya Construction claims this error justifies non-payment. The question is whether small document discrepancy give the bank valid grounds to refuse payment under UCP 600. For the law, under Article 14D of UCP 600 outlines the strict compliance principle where even minor errors in LC documents allow banks to reject payments. Banks access only the submitted documents and require exact alignments with LC terms. The landmark case Equitable Trust CO of the New York v. Deson Partners Ltd. in 1927 affirmed this principle by emphasizing that side deviations invalidate LC compliance. Banks operate strictly from documentation independence of underlying sales agreement. So, for the application, Capital Mercedes Ltd's documents contain two key issues. First is incorrect inspection agency name, which violating the LC requirement for proper documentation, insufficient insurance coverage, which 90% coverage instead of full insurance are required. So, under UCP 600, this discrepancy breaches the strict compliance, then bank must assure absolute correspondence between LC terms and submitted document. Refusal to the process non-compliant documents is valid, as reinforced by Equitable Trust CO of New York v. Deson Partner Ltd, where even minor errors justify rejection. In conclusion, the bank's refusal to pay is valid under UCP 600. The strict compliance principle ensures that any document deviations, no matter how small, invalidate the LC process. Capital Mercedes Ltd submission of incomplete and incorrect documents failed to meet LC terms, demonstrating why asset compliance is crucial to avoid dispute and payment failure in international trade.